You're watching TV9 News. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now, here are today's announcements from the TV9 studio.
North students have an opportunity to join the Drum Circle Excel on Tuesday, December 5th in the LRB. At Drum Circle, we'll use hand drums and percussion instruments from all over the world to make in-the-moment music. Robin Cardell, our facilitator, will make it easy for students to make beautiful music in order to create social connection, encourage creative expression, improve listening skills, cooperation and collaboration in a group setting. Students will experience what makes good relationships while having fun and realizing their capacity for making music. Drum circles have been shown to reduce stress and anxiety. No experience is necessary, as they're a place for everyone in the rhythm, regardless of their skill level. Sign up now for these excels. Remember, they'll be in the LRB.
Hello, and welcome to your world news. Hope your week is starting off fine. Okay, so today we're going to talk about what's been going on in Ukraine. Since February 24, 2022, Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine has been able to gain back 54% of its occupied territory, while on the other hand, Russia still occupies 18%. However, Ukraine's 2023 offensive has achieved small gains, but the front lines have been pretty stalemated for almost a year, with little movement. According to the Congressional Research Report, NATO and the EU members and other allies state they have committed over $30 billion into security assistance to Ukraine. But the counteroffensive to get through the Russian lines have not gone well for Ukraine. The Ukrainian army tried to break through the Russian lines in its spring offensive, but it failed because it became bogged down in minefields and due to the Russians' reconnaissance of Ukrainian forces grouping, which made it easier to destroy Ukrainian forces. Another reason Ukraine has been struggling is that brigades without combat experience were sent into battle. Also, according to Zaluzny, the commander-in-chief of the Ukrainian armed forces, the Ukrainians need new technologies to be successful. He identified the supply of air defense equipment as a priority. This should include fighter aircraft, drones, electronic warfare, equipment, tools, counter-battery fire, and equipment necessary for neutralizing mines, including sapper robots. The U.S. and its allies have been training Ukrainian pilots for the F-16s to fight in Ukraine into upcoming 2024. But what does this mean, and how will the war end, or when will it end? While the EU and the U.S. have been struggling to keep up the military aid for Ukraine, these past months, some NATO countries' support for Ukraine is dying down, and there have not been many victories on the battlefield recently for the Ukrainians as this stalemate continues. But the Ukraine will lose if it cannot get the aid it so desperately needs to fight back against the Russians. But thank you for listening in. We will update you shortly.
Hey nerds, geeks, and dorks alike. Odds are you've probably heard of Dungeons & Dragons, or D&D. If not, then let me tell you all about it. D&D is a fun tabletop role-playing game in worlds ranging from dark medieval fantasy to the modern or futuristic ages. D&D is also a game welcoming to all types of players and can have any number of players up to the host's discretion. Have you ever wanted to be a fire-casting, beam-blasting wizard of chaos? Or maybe a raging, hulking giant owl of pure anger? You could even be a small goblin with the power to summon dinosaurs and dragons, and further yet, become them. All it takes is you, your imagination, and 7 dice. So join the D&D club that will occur during Excels every other Thursday to learn more about D&D and possibly watch it happen in action.
Did you finish that assignment I had you do?
No, I was busy doing something.
School is pretty easy. All you have to do is listen to your teachers for an hour, and if you're unable to do that, I highly recommend that you sign up to Excel. With Excel, you're able to do any unfinished work that you may or may not have been able to do, and that's why I highly recommend it, just as that video showed what happens when students are unable to do their work. Now, I like to take this moment to shout out my dear friend, Mr. Garvey, otherwise known as Big Cheddar on Rye.
Thank you for watching TV9 News. Have a great day.